mission to regain that throne. With our soldiers on the field, we're getting deep in the zone. Giving that CCC, classic Cowboys content. Angry Cowboys fan is who we with. Angry Cowboys fan. Getting that CCC, classic Cowboys content. Angry Cowboys fan is who you with. Angry Cowboys fan.
Get your popcorn ready as we talk about all Angry Cowboys fan podcast, and it's on.
Get your popcorn ready as we talk about all Angry Cowboys fan podcast, and it's on. And it's on. And it's on.
What's going on? Did my thing fall down? Look at that. Y'all get to see the back of my, y'all get to see the, look at that. Y'all get to see my actual background without the green screen because my green screen done fell down. Ain't that about a bitch? This is how we starting out the show. Raw and uncut. Dang, what? What are you talking about? You're talking about a photo bomb. Y'all get to see my background and stuff. What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know how it is, and y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. And I appreciate everybody giving me their Friday morning, coming here, congregating here, joining me as we talk about the Dallas Cowboys and everything. It's good to see y'all. Y'all know how we start these lives out. We got to start them out with giving these shout out. You know what I'm saying? Go into the chat. See if I can go ahead and throw this overlay on. Damn. And Ramon, homie, was the first one in the building. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? Marcus, what's going on? The Basement Boys is in the house. Yo, if you're not subscribed to the Basement Boys, I highly suggest that you go over to that YouTube channel, subscribe to this man because he be spitting that knowledge. He had a live yesterday that we was in there congregating, just talking Dallas Cowboy talk. And, yo, if you want a different perspective, please, I highly suggest that you go over to the Basement Boys and subscribe to his channel. Appreciate you being here, bro. Marcus, what's going on? Jeremy in the house, what's going on with you? Danny, what is going on? Bradimus Prime in the building. Super 2. Anthony, what's going on with you? Hey, what's going on, everybody, man? Yo. Y'all know I got to start it out, but I got to keep it a buck with you. I got to keep it a thou wow with you. It's been a little rough. You know what I'm saying? It's been a little rough. I've been able to get Angry Cowboys fan content out and, do my due diligence on said content. Got to bring y'all that classy Cowboys content. But like each morning I wake up, I have to replay like my brother's not here. You know what I'm saying? I got to replay that in my head. So I just wanted to get that out. I am going to try to go live even more. You know what I'm saying? Because it definitely fills a gap. It fills a void that I have. And actually, I came out with 2 videos yesterday. One I gave to the members, and the other, I just, I released it. But I'm gonna have a lot more time on my hands. Put it that way. Me and my brother used to talk every single night. So if you wonder where Angry was, why ain't Angry going live tonight? I was talking to my brother. But yeah, so I'm gonna have a lot more time on my hands and everything. LT Ray in the building. What's going on? Affectionate Lacrosse in the building. What's happening with you? Yo. So it's been a ride. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely been a ride. Each morning I come to my office, and I have his picture plastered everywhere, like looking at me right there, right there, right there. We used to do a lot of stuff together. So each morning I have to come in my office and just reaffirm and you know recalibrate myself, like, remember he's gone, remember he is gone, bro. So that's what I've been trying to deal with and everything. And I think I think the way I'm taking that out, how I'm coping, how I'm venting my frustration is I'm going over on X and I'm having debates with Eagles fans. Sue me, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It makes me feel better. But now I see it from their perspective too. I go over and I troll a Cowboys fan because it makes me feel better. But nah, I was over on X. I was debating a few people just about the dumbest stuff. Now it goes down to people want to talk about going back into the 1940s when the NFL wasn't the NFL and then they would win the championships and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, but how y'all gonna sit here and tell Cowboys fans to get over the past when you digging into the 40s? So these are the conversations that I've been having with X, the X universe over there. What's going on, Darian? How you doing? Dak Owens is in the building. What's going on with you? What is going on with you? But yeah, I didn't want much on this Friday morning. I appreciate, like I said, everybody giving me their Friday morning just to talk a little bit of Dallas Cowboys talk. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to my grandmother. Happy 90th birthday. I love you, Mama Ann. I love you so much. I wish I could be there to celebrate with you, but happy birthday. All right. All right. So get that out the way. And I just want to ask the chat real quick. I want to ask the chat, what was your favorite move this past off season? What was your favorite move? You know what I'm saying? Because they're talking heads talking, they're giving what put us over the hump as far as going from 7-10 to a good football team. That one acquisition that put us over the hump. Who was that for you? Was it a draft pick? Was it a Donovan Ezeraku or a Tyler Booker? Or was it like everybody and it was George Pickens? Was it a Javonte Williams? And LT Ray, you make a huge point. You make a huge point right there. For me, Angry, the coaching staff. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. From the giddy up, from the jump. Like at first, a lot of people get the coaching situation twisted, as if Jerry Jones fired Mike McCarthy. That wasn't the case. Jerry Jones wanted to retain Mike McCarthy, but he wanted it on his terms. And Mike McCarthy was like, nah, I'm not having that. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to have that. So Mike ended up walking out, left Jerry Jones sitting on his hands. And they they heard Brian Schottenheimer a few offices down. He was in there singing karaoke and shit. So they stuck their head out the door like, yo, why can't he coach the team? And that's what they did. And a lot of people didn't like it, but the way the coaching staff was accumulated, the way they allowed Brian Schottenheimer to pick his people, that really that was a statement. Brian Schottenheimer, everybody knows his legacy. Everybody knows the legacy of Marty Ball and how Marty Schottenheimer was a ground and pound, run heavy type of coach. And it, no diddy, trickles down on Brian. So that's what everybody expects from him for the Dallas Cowboys. And it's like, that's what we want to get back to. We want to get back to form, because when it was the triplets, when it was Emmitt Smith in the backfield, when, Moose Johnston, it was like boom, 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 ground and pound, ground and pound. We got to get back to that. And I believe this offseason with Brian Schottenheimer, with the draft and getting a Tyler Booker, they are trying to go in that direction, back in that direction where the offensive line set the tone of the game. Man, I don't know. I like I said, there are a few content creators that say this year it feels different, and I've said it before. I ain't gonna lie, I've said it before, but for some reason, it feels different. It feels super different. Jerry, let me see what you're saying. And Jerry says, the Angry Cowboys fan, why does Shady McCoy mock Dak Prescott for needing help to win, but make excuses for Hurts needing more help to win? Man, what's good for me isn't good for thee. You know what I'm saying? Like with Shady McCoy, you can put everything behind the Jalen Hurts, and if they fall short, then it's not enough. He needs more. He needs more weapons. Blah blah blah. He needs to run a game. Even though what was bruh's name? Shoot, I think he went to Chicago. But the last running back that they had, he was pretty decent. But they was like, nah, we want to get better at the running position, so they got more. And it just seems like, man, I can go in the grocery store, I can have all the groceries, but the Dallas Cowboys, they can't have none. They got to do it with just some ramen noodles. You know what I'm saying? They just got to get by with ramen noodles. It's like, dang, man, can we eat too? Nah, they don't want us to eat. They want to have everything, while the Dallas Cowboys have to scrape and claw to get to where they need to be. And the sad thing about that is that some Cowboys fans have that mentality as well. They have that type of mentality to where, well, shoot, what, he needed an all-pro team? Why Dak Prescott got to have all these pieces around him? Why can't he just do it with this person? Or why can't he just do it with that? You can't think that way. You can't think that way. You got to want your quarterback to be surrounded with key pieces. You got to want your quarterback, like, you got to want your quarterback where the offense is pretty much bubble wrap and he's cool. You ain't got to worry about him. You ain't got to worry about him throwing off key, throwing off target because the catch radius of the wide receiver. You ain't got to worry about him scrambling and scraping to get extra yardage because you got a dominant running back in the backfield. The only thing that you need him to do is just take us there. I get tired of the conversations of it having to be all on him. And it's like, man, ain't no quarterback in the league doing that. Ain't no quarterback in the league doing that right now. Not even Patrick Mahomes. Because if Patrick Mahomes could have done it, he would have done it against the Eagles. And he didn't. So, not even him. And just because it happens once doesn't make it the rule now. That's the exception. But a lot of Cowboys fans deal in the exception and not the rule. Because in the 70s and in the 90s created dynasties, and they still hold on to, like, we're that same football organization, and deep down we're not. Let me keep it a buck with you. I'm going to keep it raw and uncut with you. Deep down, the Dallas Cowboys aren't that team of the 70s and the 90s. That's why it got so frustrating with an Emmitt Smith when the Cowboys of today would run around with this false bravado like they won the Super Bowls when they haven't even done anything. Like, that's why. But also at the same time, having that energy, channeling it like Brian Schottenheimer is doing, bringing the legends into the building, hopefully they take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully an Emmitt Smith, a disgruntled Emmitt Smith could come in there and talk to a Brian Schottenheimer, talk to the offensive line and the running games coach, talk to them, give them his expertise on the running back position, and maybe, just maybe, something good will come out of it. Instead of sitting on the sidelines and like, man, they should have done this and they should have done that. Go down to the Star. I bet my bottom dollar that they'll welcome you. Real talk. I bet my bottom dollar that they will welcome you with open arms. But Shady McCoy is always going to hate Jared. That's as the sky is blue. Shady McCoy will hate on the Dallas Cowboys. That is a bet. Hey yo, lead commander. You was over in Rome. I seen you over in Rome's live last night. I seen you over in Rome's live last night, and you was borderline trolling over there last night. Yeah. Let's see. Angry. My Commanders couldn't stop the run at all last season. Only had one legit wide receiver, and we went deep into the playoffs. It was our quarterback play that got us far. No, it wasn't. Because the first game, your quarterback play wasn't that well against the Dallas Cowboys. As a matter of fact, the Dallas Cowboys beat you that game, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't just your quarterback. It was the fact that you just got rid of what was his name? Dan Snyder? Ain't that his name? Yeah. You just got rid of him, a tyrant of an owner, pretty much the Jerry Jones of the Washington Commanders. You just got rid of him, flip those tables in the front office, and the front office was like, yo, we don't know football, but they do. And they put the people in place to run football operations while they just dealt with the money. I mean, come on, that's public record. You know what I'm saying? That's interviews that Magic Johnson and them have had. So the fact that they were able to overhaul the entire organization over there, minus the stadium, that was your move. It wasn't your quarterback. As much as you're like, yeah, Jaden Daniels is the best thing since sliced bread. Guess what? Dak Prescott was Rookie of the Year. CJ Stroud did his thing in his rookie season. Come on. You are a better, knowledgeable football head than to put all your eggs in the basket of one rookie season. Come on. They have things called sophomore slump for a reason. Now, if he comes out and he does what he did last year, this year, and then next year, I'm like, okay, man, this dude is too legit. I'm dating myself. But off the first season, don't blow your load, bruh. Don't. Just wait. Ah, boy. I swear, boy. I see, this is what I've been dealing with. I love you, League Commander, but not from you in particular. But I've been dealing with fans whose teams have been good in recent years, and now they feel like they can preach to you. Come on, man. I just don't get it. I mean, like, especially, and, I hate that my man Drew ain't here because I would love for him to defend the Birds, but Philadelphia Eagles fans do that a lot. Like, Yeah, they filing their nails like, Cowboys fans down there shining their boots type stuff. Like, man, get serious. Yes, Jared, yeah, DeAndre Swift. Yeah, DeAndre Swift. That's exactly who I was talking about. But that's my thing. Like, come on now. Let's not act as if your organization wasn't booty cheeks for the past decade. You know? Come on. But anyhow, I digress. This is what I've been doing on X. Real talk. This is what I've been doing on X. But let me see. My biggest concern with Daniels right now is his size. I know he'll get bigger and as he gets older. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying that he doesn't have the ability. Like, he can come out year 2 and be a dog. At that point, you gotta just set your feet in the sand and like, yep, he's going to be a problem. You know, first year might be a fluke. First year, rookie season, no tape on you, it might be a fluke. But if you do it your sophomore year, you do it your third year, you going into your contract year, well, he must have his 5th-year option, and they're gonna exercise that. But if they were smart, they get him signed in the 4th year. But anyhow, if he goes into that 4th year and he balling still, like, it's undeniable, man. It is undeniable. But at this point, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes, Commanders fans. Real talk. Yeah, Jeremy said the tape is out now. The weaknesses and strength, defensive coordinators gonna know how to plan and play him now. See, and that was the thing. It was the first game, the Commanders and the Cowboys beat the Commanders with Cooper Rush. The defense kind of handled Jaden Daniels that game. Like, real talk. Like, because what you have to do, you got to put your mindset into it. And it's like, we played Lamar Jackson that year earlier. So it's like, all right, we just treat him like Lamar Jackson because we don't have too much tape on him. So we're just going to treat him like Lamar Jackson. And they kind of shut him down. I mean, and that was a defense that really was just getting into it, with Mike Zimmer and everything. And Mike Zimmer wasn't able to put his personal stamp on that defense. He wanted to keep it as together, the continuity as possible. But man, they got the tape out on him now. But anyway, LT Ray. Angry, haven't you noticed all the 49ers fans have disappeared the past year? I haven't heard any bang bang Niner games since their last Super Bowl. Well, I do have a 49ers fan that frequents the channel and supports the channel and everything and gives his classy football knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It's not on rivalry type stuff like, the 49ers better than the Cowboys, right? You know that, right? He's not on that. He doesn't have to say that. But he does give his opinions, and I dig that. But you're right. As far as like the way Niner fans were trolling the Cowboys fans, especially when George Kittle wore that shirt, F the Cowboys, and everybody was on F the Cowboys. Now that they had a worse record than the Cowboys, they kind of like they did that Homer Simpson meme where he goes back into the hedges and stuff. But they'll be back, once they get their defense and their offense kind of back on the same page, they'll be back. That's one of those teams that stay around the rim. They may have an off season or two, but they stay around the rim of the playoffs. Don't catch them, don't let them catch you slipping because they'll end up making it to the dang Super Bowl. Hyped off one season in 40 years. True Cowboys fan. Why do we want to downplay the importance of the quarterback gameplay? No team winning when quarterback doesn't do his job in today's NFL. Okay, it's not downplaying it. It's expectation. You know, the way that a quarterback's job, the way his position entails is that he's the one that keeps it together. But in my case, like if I were coaching the team and, I'm not coaching the team, but in my perspective, I feel that the quarterback protects the ball. What's the best way to protect the ball? Is the ball being in your hands the best thing as far as protecting it? Is it putting it in your running back's in his belly? Is that the best thing? No, it hasn't been the best thing. It hasn't been the first option since 2017, 18. It hasn't been that. It's been all Dak Prescott. You got to have a fine line. In life, there's a gray area. And it seems as if some people fall on the don't want him to do shit. Others fall on it. They want him to do everything. And that's not the quarterback position. They should not have to do everything. If your quarterback is doing everything on your team, there is something wrong with your team. That's what we're trying to get. It's not downplaying the quarterback position. It's the fact that your team should not have to rely solely on every single move for your quarterback to be infallible. And that's what the Dallas Cowboys do. They have placed the entire organization. When Jerry Jones said we're only going to go as far as Dak takes us, he meant that shit. He meant it. Every syllable he meant. But that's not how football operates. That's not how the game of football operates. Yes, your quarterback is a very important position. He is a vital key to the offense flowing. But he's not the end all be all. I've said that in so many videos. It's not downplaying it. It's the over expectation of what you feel the quarterback position should bring to the team. In a lot of situations, like I gave the stats of Jalen Hurts, his 2024 NFL stats, and he just fell under 3,000 yards, 3,000 yards passing, but he won the Super Bowl. Why does Dak Prescott have to have 45,000 yards passing? Why does he have to have almost 5,000 yards in a season passing? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But LT Ray, Angry having, oh yeah, I said that. Yeah, my bad. I done started something. League commander, Angry Cowboy play. Quarterback play had everything to do with our success last season. Don't be fooled, sir. How'd your quarterback get there? How did your quarterback get to the team? How did your quarterback, Jaden Daniels, get the ability to lead the Washington Commanders to the NFC Championship? Did he walk on? Did he just say, "Fuck that, y'all gonna draft me"? No, it was your front office. It was the football move to acquire Jaden Daniels with your first round pick to bring him to the Commanders. Like, believe me, Dan Snyder, as a Commanders fan, Dan Snyder, he would have that first round pick up if he was still the owner. Come on. Let's not play like he wouldn't. And I'm not trying to diminish Jaden Daniels. I'm not trying to diminish him. I'm not trying to pull from any of his accomplishments, what he did last year. Great. Dope. But let's not act like he's Superman. Please. Let's not act like he's Superman after his rookie season. I know y'all haven't had any success at the quarterback position over in Washington, and y'all got something, and y'all like, shit, we ain't letting this go. Y'all gonna squeeze him to death. But let's be serious. Man, let's be serious. And I'm not saying for you to not have less fandom that you do in Jaden Daniels. Believe in your quarterback, man. Believe in your quarterback. We just don't. Just saying. Just saying. LT Ray says, Angry, I've never been high on dual threat quarterbacks. I get using your legs, but a lot of quarterbacks that are run happy always get hurt. The risk and the reward. I mean, there was a time in the NFL where quarterbacks would get reamed if they took off running. If they just decided to leave the pocket and take off running, boy, you messing up the money. Now, tush push, throw them in harm's way every single play. Throw them in harm's way. That's what they get paid for. That's what they get paid, the big bucks. This ain't Neanderthal stuff. This is chess. You know what I'm saying? It's work smarter, not harder. And a lot of people just get that twisted. A lot of people get that twisted. If my quarterback can dot people up, if he can dot people up from the pocket, why do I need him to run? The fans need their quarterback to run because they see that quarterback over there. Hey, that quarterback's over there running. He looked good. We need a running quarterback. Stop it. But as far as the dual threat, I mean, I just, like I said, is the juice worth the squeeze? And before a Lamar Jackson, you would have a Robert Griffin III, and Robert Griffin III didn't do too well. I mean, he was a dope quarterback and everything, but injuries. You know what I'm saying? And that's the price you pay once you put your quarterback out there. And I hate to say it, but it's kind of destined to pay the piper. Jaden Daniels is still going to ball. He has too much in his bag. That's what I'm saying. I ain't gonna take nothing from him. I ain't gonna take nothing from Jaden Daniels because I feel Jaden Daniels, he can be that difference maker. He can be that difference maker, that person that you have to key on because you don't want him to slip off on you, no diddy, and get over 35, 40-yard run on you. He'll definitely gas you. But at the same time, during his rookie campaign, during the campaign where they had less film on him, the Dallas Cowboys defense was able to hold him. And our defense was suspect because we were missing a lot of people. Just saying. When the teams get their tape on them, they'll know how to scheme against him. Hey, yo, True Cowboy, you in the DMV? All right, dope. I had a layover in the DMV. Oh man, that shit sucked. Boy, we looked up at the screen. Every flight was like red. It's like, damn. So we had to stay in the DMV area. What was it? Crystal City. Yeah, we was by the Pentagon. I looked out the window. I seen the Pentagon. I was like, damn, like we right there. So I took a picture. Man, but I'm debating this season. I'm debating on which games I want to try to go to. Money super tight and everything. But if there's some games I want to go to, what games I want to go to. So I looked at the schedule. I think I know my brother-in-law, his kid, he's a Kansas City Chiefs fan. and he was talking about going to the Kansas City and Dallas game on Thanksgiving. I'm like, shoo, boy, them tickets gonna be like $500 a ticket. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. We might have to go to like a New York Jets game, Cowboys Jets or something. Shoot. Yeah, man. Your quarterback play can actually make your defense look better. Your running back play can make your quarterback look better too. Just saying. Just saying. But like Kirk Cousins in 23, y'all won 8 very close games. So Kirk Cousins is Jaden Daniels or vice versa. Oh, nah, we don't want to do that, hoodie. We don't want to do that. I hate when people say Dak Prescott's the black Kirk Cousins. It's like, no, he's not. What records is Kirk Cousins about to hit other than probably being the person that got the most paid out of the damn NFL? But what records is he about to hit for an organization? He's not. Washington should have held on to him. Oh boy, I swear, I love these little debates. But I don't know. But the more I do this, the more I get deep into the Angry Cowboys fan and everything. I tend to like football even more. I tend to love the sport even more, diving into the nuances that a normal fan wouldn't dive into. You know, even the most diehard fans wouldn't dive into. But like you guys here, y'all been here the whole off season. Y'all diving into the nuances. You know what I'm saying? Been here the whole off season. Gonna be here for training camp and preseason. It, man, it's dope. But I am. And I think this season more so last season because I was looking forward to Maurice Leofau and them last season. But this season I'm looking forward to training camp. I'm looking forward to seeing what that 53-man roster is going to look like. I'm looking forward to those fringe roster players, that could possibly, make the team. See what they do. I think what was his name, Tyron Billy Johnson last year. He was doing it. Like he was out there trying to show everybody like, yo, I belong here. I belong here. But he didn't make the squad. But I'm interested in seeing who's going to make the squad, what position battles are going to happen, and which one you guys are looking forward to. Like, I'm looking forward to a few of them. It ain't just one position battle that I'm looking forward to. Um, oh Lord, Darian, come on, Darian, come on, man. Some fools like M Breezy and JB be watching the three letter networks trying to agree with them about Dak putting the blame on him. I don't disrespect any other cowboy content creator. I, recognize how hard this game, this niche is, and they have their takes on the Dallas Cowboys, how the Dallas Cowboys can work in their eyes. We just don't see eye to eye. So I don't want to disrespect the man, by calling him a fool or anything like that. I don't want to disrespect them like that. They men at the beginning of the day, but we just don't agree on our ways of the Cowboys. But man, the 3 and 4 letter networks, they be putting like something in the airwaves for people to just be sitting there like mind stuck, like Dak Prescott sucks. Man, you remember Batman? What was it? Batman Forever when Edward Nigma, the Riddler, had that thing on everybody's head, and they were just sitting there. They were all tuned out to the TV. That's what it's like. That's what it's like. It's like you can't see this. And also, my thing with the whole quarterback situation, let's just go ahead and dive into it because I know people talking about it. But the quarterback position for the Dallas Cowboys, if you don't have a backup, shut up. If you don't have a plan B, we shouldn't even be discussing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, The plan B was Trey Lance. When when everybody realized that plan B wasn't it, plan B ain't gonna work, abort mission, then they forced plan B onto Cooper Rush's shoulders. No, Cooper Rush gonna do it. He gonna go in there. He gonna show everybody that he can run this. That got hurt. You get your chance. And let's not act as if 3-5 is something that you can't come back from because Dak Prescott has. So let's not act like that's an insurmountable type of, feat because it's happened before. I just want you to have a plan. If you want to move on, have a legitimate plan. I'm tired of the Cowboys being reactionary. Oh, shoot. Dang it, we just lost Dak. What are we going to do at the quarterback position? I don't know. Yo, Steven, can you throw on something? Can you get out there and be the quarterback until we figure it out? I don't want that. No. I want the transition between quarterbacks to be seamless. You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, with Tony Romo, he went down. He went down. Dang it, that sucked. But he went down, and Dak Prescott was able to step in. And when Dak Prescott stepped in, the rest was history. Like, some will argue that it only takes a chance. But my thing is this, is that when you are given the chance and you continuously show that you just can't rise above the station that has been created by the current quarterback that you have, why are we talking here? You know what I'm saying? Why are we talking here? Come up with a plan. Yeah, we're going to get rid of Michael Parsons and we're going to get all these picks after the draft. Have a plan. Like, all the commodity is gone. All the commodity is out the window. They fuck. See, I was about to swear. I don't want to swear, but Jerry and Steven messed up again. Waiting. His trade value is going down. If you're going to trade him, get off him. But they don't want to trade him. And there's a lot of people, including myself, saying that they shouldn't trade him. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. LT Ray says, I wish the trolls online would get that. If you have a good run game, it can make even the worst quarterback of all time look like a GOAT. Like, remember that whole conversation about Brock Purdy and being a bus driver because he has all these pieces around him? He has all these pieces around him. That's why he looks so good. When the pieces go down to injury, when you lose pieces in, free agency and things like this, how do you look? You look like last year. But when you got your pieces in place, when you got your dogs out there, when you got that nucleus, they are a Super Bowl appearing team. That goes to my point of, in the beginning of this whole thing, it's like, why don't you want your quarterback to have all the finer things like you would see a Jalen Hurts had, or you would see a Brock Purdy have? Why you want him to scratch and claw? $32-8. I think again NFC East, but pocket passer ain't it, as league commander says. Pocket passer's not it. I don't know about that. I don't know about pocket passers not being it, because I believe that there are flavors of the month when it comes to NFL, philosophies, NFL schemes. There's flavors. Everybody thought the flavor was the pass game and that the run game was insignificant. Showed you that wasn't true. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have a good amount of quarterbacks that can leave the pocket, that can be accounted for in the run game, doesn't make that the standard right now. I don't think that's the standard just yet. It's still a novelty. And in my eyes, I may be wrong. This is just my opinion. But I believe the pocket passer, your seasoned coaches will take a pocket passer over a scrambler. A seasoned coach will take an aging Tom Brady over Jalen Hurts. I mean, just keep it a buck. Just keep it a buck. All right, the Basement Boys not going to talk about the Lions defense, revisionist history. Brad Johnson. And when he didn't have them, they looked like crap. See, and that's the thing with the Detroit Lions. It was a mixture of a lot of things. It was the play calling, the scheming, the drawing up the plays with Brad with Ben Johnson and shit. I'm drawing a blank. Dave Campbell. Dan Campbell. It was a mixture. You know what I'm saying? His aggression, Campbell's aggression, Johnson's vision, and it really meshed well. And the fact of the trade with the Matthew Stafford thing, they were able to capitalize off that trade. But like all that meshed well together. Like, I'm sorry, but he's going to have to do more with less isn't going to mesh well with a coach that is already on his last leg. This is his last year. It's his prove it year, pretty much. Lame duck coach. You're going to have to do more with less. Like, that's really how you want your ball club run, right? Dang, boy. I tell you. I tell you, man. But during training camp, like the position battle really that I'm looking forward to, the position battle is probably I'm looking at the cornerback position battle to see who's going to be our starting cornerback if we're going to need help in that position. Um, the running back definitely. The running back definitely looking at that position battle to see who's going to be our starting running back, who's going to be the committee that the Dallas Cowboys go with. The wide receiver, not so much three, because I believe the wide receiver three position that's Jalen Tolbert's to lose. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he's going to lose it because I think he's going to be the X factor for the Dallas Cowboys, him and Jake Ferguson. But that wide receiver four position, that's a toss up. Kevontae Turpin, you got Jalen Brooks if they're still going to hold on to him. Ryan Flournoy just got him. Trayshawn Holden just got him this year. Like, there's so many good quality players, good talent, I believe, that really fit the mold of what Brian Schottenheimer is really trying to do with this offense. That wide receiver four position battle is going to be something to look forward to. And don't count Trayshawn Holden out, man. He said he coming for heads, and I hope he comes for some heads. No Diddy. See, I got to stop saying that. Diddy, he gonna come out. He gonna catch revenge on everybody that's been saying no Diddy. It's gonna be like the legend of Candyman. You say no Diddy 5 times, he gonna come out and get you. But LT Ray, angry the talking heads better not switch up when Dallas does better than expected. I was gonna do a video on that. I was gonna do a video on that because I'm seeing all these expectations and these predictions of the schedule and stuff have us below 500. I'm like, all right, if the Cowboys come out and even get a wild card in the playoffs, I don't want to hear a damn word. Don't sit here and say that the season was a disappointment because they didn't get far in the playoffs. You didn't even get them to the playoffs. Your prediction didn't have them going to the playoffs. So let's not sit up here and act. Hey, Game Time, Brian, what's going on, man? But let's not sit up here and act if the Dallas Cowboys, if they play above expectation, let's not get there and, put our pinkies up talking about, oh, yeah, I knew that they were going to make it this far. Nah. We ain't having that. Nah. So if the Cowboys do better than 8-9 this season, every content creator should be just sitting up there like, whenever we go live, But the thing is, like being that underdog, like being like, you know what, we good. We know we're good. I don't have to prove that to you. I just have to prove it to myself. And we're gonna go out there every single game, proving it to ourselves, proving it to proving it to the brother next to him, proving it to the brothers next to him, coaching staff, front office, man. It can click. It can click. There are a couple question marks when it comes to, I mean, there's question marks when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, but like I've said in videos, I just see this team mirroring the 2021 team where the offense was really, clicking. Offense was really clicking, blowing people out, averaging 30 points a game. Defense opportunistic, defense getting takeaways, rushing the quarterback, things like that. But then they meet that bully that can run the ball. We fold like lawn chairs. I just see that happening this year, man. I see that 2021 Dallas Cowboys in this year's Cowboys. But I'm hoping like, and this sucks when you have to hope for a rookie to stand out. But, Jay Toya, like I'm hoping for him. I'm hoping for Mozzie Smith, man. Like I'm hoping that this year Mozzie Smith takes that leap and becomes that, agile refrigerator in the middle of the line. You know what I'm saying? That he becomes that one tech that everybody wants him to be, that he knows he can be. I'm just hoping to see that this year. Man, there's a lot of hope. Hope on hope on hope. Man, let's see. Y'all been saying Dak this whole stream. I do it, and it's a problem. See, I don't understand why the quarterback position for the Dallas Cowboys, I won't make it exclusive to Dak Prescott, but I don't understand why the quarterback position for the Dallas Cowboys is so controversial. I don't get it. Like, okay, the biggest organization, worth the most in sports, blah, blah, blah. Damn, I'm just here to play quarterback. I'm just here to play quarterback. Just like Michael Penix Jr. is there to play quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. But y'all ain't really talking about him. There was so much of a quarterback controversy in Atlanta, but that just, that flew out the window. The quarterback controversy for the Dallas Cowboys, Joe Milton III being in the building to be able to take Dak Prescott's job. That is the marquee title that everybody's going to run with. I don't understand why. Man. Lead Cowboy, angry Lamar Jackson would have your Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Huh? Lord help him. How do I say this nicely? Lamar Jackson can't get his own damn team in the Super Bowl, let alone the Dallas Cowboys. Come on, man. Damn. Lamar Jackson would have your Cowboys in a Super Bowl already if he was the quarterback. Shit. Come on. AFC is a tougher conference. That's a pretty good debate right there. The AFC and the NFC, which conference is tougher? That's a pretty good debate, because when you take out the Kansas City Chiefs, you take out the Buffalo Bills, you take out the Baltimore Ravens, help me out here, damn it. Help me out here. Those three. Who else are solidified as dogs, as just Super Bowl contending dogs that's going to stop you in your tracks every time you meet them in the playoffs? Who is that team after Kansas City, Buffalo, Baltimore? I mean, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna sit down. And yes, the AFC has dominated the Super Bowl for the past couple years. Patrick Mahomes was able to bring it 3 out of 4 years. That's one team, though. And then the other three, Cincinnati. People will say, Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. Really? Because I heard Cincinnati was like kind of like the Dallas Cowboys at the AFC, even though they made it to the Super Bowl. Them and the Miami Dolphins. I heard the Miami Dolphins too. But Lamar Jackson can't win a Super Bowl in his own damn city, let alone coming down to Dallas, having the microscope placed on him, having to do the gymnastics, the mental and probably physical gymnastics that you got to do for the Jones family. Like, this is a whole different animal. In the DFW, it's a whole different animal. The Star is a whole different animal. And am I saying that Lamar Jackson wouldn't be able to survive as a Dallas Cowboys quarterback? I'm not saying that. But I don't know if he would be an X factor for a Dallas Cowboys team with the stars that they had last year. Let's say, Lamar Jackson was the quarterback of last year. You really think we was going to a Super Bowl? 2023. And I hate to say this, like me, I was hoping. A lot of people were determined. Yeah, we going to a Super Bowl. Oh, we got Green Bay? Yeah, shit. Man, we about to stomp Green Bay, man. Put out the flyers to the after party, man. Put out the flyers. I'm sitting here like, oh, God, I hope Green Bay don't run all over us like Buffalo did. I hope they don't run on us. And that's exactly what they did. And everybody was like, I didn't see this coming. How? How did you not see this coming? How did you expect the 2023 Dallas Cowboys team to be a Super Bowl contending team when we had a glaring hole in the middle of our defense? Hoping against hope. But Lamar Jackson went, no. Lamar Jackson got to win a trophy in his own city before he can be like, oh, yeah, he could go to Dallas. He could go to Dallas and change things. Underwood. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. No nonsense Cowboys facts. I have my opinion in there too, but I do definitely try to bring those facts. It's always facts over feelings. And a funny thing is, when I was starting this live, I looked at my intro, and I'm like, oh shoot, is that the facts over feelings intro? Like, I didn't know if I couldn't remember if I put my podcast intro in, because it kind of looks the same. So I'm sitting over there, I'm like, dang it. If they hear facts over feelings, then they gonna think Sports Junkie on here with me. But we gonna get back together. I just I'll segue into that real quick. The Facts Over Feelings podcast. We gonna get back together. Right now, he's just giving me my space. As a brother, he's seeing, he checks up on me, like how everything going, how I'm doing, how I'm handling things. But he's kind of giving me my space to grieve. And then we're gonna get back on the horse. And I don't want to be the one that's kind of holding him back, like, yep. Thank goodness, if it had to happen at any time, it happened during the offseason. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it like that, but like, if I lost my brother during the season, oh my goodness, like, I don't know how I would have reacted as far as like Angry Cowboys fan content and stuff like that. So they say God has perfect timing. I just pray to him that this was his perfect timing. But let me scroll down here. I'm seeing y'all, the chat going a little fast for me. Roy in the building. What's going on, Roy? Keep hating. It's going to make it so much sweeter when we come out winning over the Eagles. Yo. Okay, yeah, bam. Everybody is putting a lot of weight on this first game. And Hoodie, you reminded me of this because we kind of talked about it last night. They're putting a lot of weight as saying, like, this is the litmus test. This is going to show us our Dallas Cowboys team. The first game of the season against the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly. Super Bowl winning champions. The first game of the season is usually the fourth game of the preseason. That's usually when the teams are, they're playing their starters. Their starters are playing for the first time. If it were me, my starters would be ready. But the typical team are playing their starters for the first time. So it's their preseason game, but it's the first game of the season and it counts. So that's the game where they get a lot of the bugs out, or they see the bugs that need to be fixed, and those bugs continue to ache the team throughout the season. Things can happen in that first game. And what I'm leaning on with the Dallas Cowboys is continuity. The Philadelphia Eagles, they have to usher in a new offensive scheme, unless Nick Sirianni if he's going to be calling plays, then there might be a little bit of continuity within the Philadelphia Eagles. But if they're bringing in this offensive coordinator who has his own way of doing things, then that's another offense that Jalen Hurts is going to have to get acclimated to. For that offense is going to have to get acclimated to. And the Dallas Cowboys have to jump on that because we already know Brian Schottenheimer's scheme. We're already close to that. But if you switch sides, in Philly's defense, the only thing that's changing is a few players that they lost in free agency. Our scheme is changing. So it's kind of a tit for tat type of thing. But to ruin that banner raising ceremony, man, to go into Philadelphia and to ruin their banner raising ceremony would be a dream. It's not going to be that litmus test, though. It's not going to be that thing that determines the Dallas Cowboys. This is going to determine our Dallas Cowboys. No, I'm tired of this is the bar. This is the bar for us, because everybody will say, this is the Super Bowl for you, Cowboys. No, this ain't the Super Bowl. And this ain't the hardest team that we are going to see this season. You know, what was it, that 2023 season? We started off a little rocky. Then we hit we hit the bye week, and it was off to the races. Like, these first few games, they're going to be getting the bugs out. They're going to be everything getting together and going in motion the way it should be for the remainder of the season. The more the Dallas Cowboys do this in training camp, the more they do this in preseason, the more prepared we'll be for that first game. So, like I said, if I was the coach, I'd be like, listen, we got 3 preseason games. We got 3 of them. My starters are going to play 2. Are they going to play maybe the second half of the second game and then the second half of the third game? You know, like, yep, y'all going to get out there. Y'all going to go through the motions. It's real contact. It ain't, you may be playing Papa John's delivery, pizza delivery guys, but it's still contact. It's still pretty much full speed. And it's a dangerous full speed too, because when you got people out there that's trying to prove themselves, they willing to put their body on the line where somebody else might be like, I ain't gonna do that hit. So it's moving pretty fast. I would put my starters out there, because it's like, oh, well, what if they get injured in the preseason? Well, what if they get injured in the first or second game? An injury is going to happen if it is destined to happen. And so, shoot, y'all know those games during the season where it's like, okay, so we're gonna come out hard, no diddy, in the first of the season, so that we can build up, we can stack up these wins, and in the middle of the season when we need a rest, that's when we'll put out, I'll go, all right, we're playing the Giants, we ain't playing nobody. Or we playing this team, we really ain't playing nobody. Let this person get some burn. But this year, like I said, is something different. And what I mean something different in this year, I mean the talent gap. Talking about training camp and everything, looking at the different players, it looks like the talent gap is shrinking. And that's what I like to see. I hated the fact that you had your starters, and then, okay, it was looking a little rocky going into the, to the second team. And then the third team was just, boom, just a huge fall off. It's like, man, we don't have too much rotation to put in the game to be able to make it a seamless substitution. Damn. Nah, Keystone, you right on time, brother. What's going on with you? What is going on with you? It's good to see you on this Friday. It is good to see you on this Friday. But I'm just going on tangents, man. I just forgot what I was talking about. Damn. Basement Boys, we're going to hop to you. Says, ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. I'm more of a, oh, geez. Well, do I want to read that? What the hell? Y'all going back and forth. Come on. Who? Oh, True Cowboy in the basement. Y'all, can't we all just get along? In the words of the immortal Rodney King. Can we all just get along? But that running back position battle in training camp, like I said, looking forward to that thing. I am looking forward to it. I'm trying to see if my dog Deuce Vaughn's gonna make this team. Is Deuce Vaughn gonna make the team, or are they gonna put him on the practice squad? Because I got a feeling if they put him on the practice squad, he gonna sit there. Ain't no other team really, and they ain't looking for Deuce Vaughn. Dang, boy, as soon as Deuce Vaughn go on that practice squad, we got him. Nah, they ain't looking for him like that. They ain't checking for Deuce. So you could get away, with putting Deuce Vaughn on the practice squad and then sticking with let's say, Javonte Williams, Jadon Blue, um, Phil Maffa. See, and maybe Miles Sanders. Maybe Miles Sanders. But at the same time, you're only going with four. So that's three running backs and one fullback. You got Hunter Lipke. I've said it before that I'd be the type, I would put Hunter Lipke in the tight end room. I would put him in the tight end room and treat him like a Sean McEwen. Yeah, he can play the fullback position, but he can also play the tight end position. That way we can bring another running back into the fold. But that's neither here nor there. But that would take the place of a Brevin Spanford too, or a John Stevens, even though John Stevens, that man, he need to stay healthy. He had so much promise, man. That boy need to stay healthy. But I know people got and real quick, I want to talk about it because, I was in Cowboys fan talk last night. Shout out to Rome and everything. Love everything that you're doing over there, brother. Salute to him. But we do differ on our thoughts on Rico Dowdle. and it's perfectly fine. It's definitely grown man stuff. Everybody got their thoughts on, on who they like and what they could do. My whole take on Rico Dowdle is not only the fact that he went to my high school, but is the fact that we have a legitimate 1,000-yard rusher. A legitimate 1,000-yard rusher that isn't going to be looking for too much money. Probably looking for the same money that you're going to pay Javonte Williams, to tell you the truth. I want to look at both Javonte Williams as well as Rico Dowdle's contract, for the Carolina Panthers and for the Cowboys, see how similar they are. But you have a legitimate running back that has rushed, that has proven with the line that you had, with the fragmented line that you had, with the line that was just learning how to gel, was able to get over 1,000 yards. No. Is he Barry Sanders? No. Is he Saquon Barkley? No. Is he Derrick Henry? No. But the Dallas Cowboys aren't looking for that bell cow back. We're looking for that running back by committee yet again. So why not have someone that for a fact, for an undisputed fact, that this person can get you over 1,000 yards with a busted offensive line? Why wouldn't you just pay that person the $3 or $4 million that it would take you to bring this other person in? That's what I don't understand. Like I said, by no means, Rico Dowdle is not the savior. But do we know what Javonte Williams is going to bring to this team? What he can contribute? Do we know what a Miles Sanders can contribute to this team? Jadon Blue? Even Deuce Vaughn? And I know people will be like, well, you can't operate like that. You can't, scared money don't make money. But that's how a lot of people operate with the quarterback position. We can't just get off of Dak Prescott because we really don't know what we got behind him. You know what I'm saying? So that was my only thing with Rico Dowdle. And like I said, super respect to Rome and what he does. I love what he does. That's a brother, man. I totally respect everything that he does. We just differ on the whole Rico Dowdle situation. Much love to you over there, Rome. Much love to you, brother. We got to work, man. We got to work. Definitely, though. But yeah, I'm looking forward to those. I'm looking forward to those position battles, man. I definitely am. Miss Matrix in the building. Hey, how's it going? Good morning. Good morning. Iceberg Slim in the building. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? Let me see. Keystone, he still ran that 4.45. He ran 22 miles an hour a couple of weeks ago. Who, Zeke? I see, I'm jumping in y'all conversation. I'm about to say, like, if you said Zeke, like what? But yeah, Keystone Slam Williams is my dark horse this year. This is contract year. This is see when people say prove it year, I think it's more like I would go into it my prove it year like I'm proving myself right. I'm the shit. I know I can do this. I know I'm a dog. So it's not proving, I'm gonna prove you guys wrong that you guys think I ain't a dog. No, I'm gonna prove myself right because I know I'm a dog. And I hope that Sam Williams goes into this year like, man, I'm about to go in there, I'm about to wreck shop, and I'm gonna force y'all hand. Y'all either gonna give me my money or I'm gonna get my money somewhere else. But this is the resume this year. This is the resume for a number of players. And the Dallas Cowboys get to take advantage of that. I love that fact with George Pickens. It's your contract year, bro. What you gonna do with it? You want that bag? You want wide receiver one money? Do wide receiver one things. Boom. Jake Ferguson. We want a repeat of Dalton Schultz. Are you going to cement yourself as the Jason Witten of this organization moving forward? What you going to do? Jalen Tolbert. And this is why I believe that Jalen Tolbert, the move from wide receiver 2 to wide receiver 3 was ideal for Jalen Tolbert. Because now the defense is going to be focused on CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. That's going to leave Jake Ferguson and Jalen Tolbert ripe for the picking. Sitting in the soft spots of the zones. Jalen Tolbert, Jake Ferguson, mark my words, bookmark this, it's going to happen. They're going to have a year too. But I hope Sam Williams comes in, let him loose. And if Sam Williams, listen, bro, if Sam Williams is able to come off of the edge, the rotation for the defensive end position for the Dallas Cowboys is whoa. Woo-wee. It's pretty. Micah Parsons, Dante Fowler Jr., Sam Williams, Marshawn Nealon, Donovan Ezaraku, Peyton Turner. Hey, boy, that's three deep. And I said that the talent drop off from last year was just tremendous. That right there kind of makes your defensive end position and the rotation in that position, whoo, something to not be effed with. Real talk. But I just wish we had it at the defensive tackle position. Because my thing is this, like, rushing the quarterback, that's great. Getting sacks, that's great. Getting interceptions, that's great. But what I need y'all to do is go 4 and out for me. Go out there and get a 4 and out for me. And I say a 4 and out because people ain't too proud to go for it on 4th down. Especially if the Philadelphia Eagles is 4th and 2. They going for it. Because the tush push is an automatic 2 to 3 yards. They going for it. So defenses, they're gonna have to look at it as like this is 4 down territory every time we step out on that field. I mean, I think I even seen something online that was saying that Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions are gonna go for it on 4th all the time this year. So I need a defense that can go out there, that can hold their own, that can hold that line and go 4 and out. You get an interception, cool. I ain't gonna hate you. You ain't gonna have to do laps if you get an interception or a fumble. But show me that battle of attrition. Show me that you can stay out there and you can make these guys give up the ball. Turnover on downs if need be. Because you can't go into the playoffs relying on taking the ball away. Because even though how much we took the ball away in 2023, didn't do so in the playoffs. No matter how much we took the ball away with Trayvon Diggs, we didn't do it in the playoffs. And like a lot of people say, that's where it all boils down to is doing it in the playoffs. So let's hope they can do it in the playoffs. Slam Williams, hopefully you can come off this injury. Use that as your motivation. Use the fact that you belong here as your motivation. And Keystone going to be right. He going to be the dark horse of this year. Yes. Oh, True Cowboy says, difference is I stand on Dak. Reason Cowboys lost, not team. I'm not flip-flopping to fit a narrative. I'll give Dak his criticism when need be. He is not infallible. Nobody is but our Lord. And so when he needs to get that business, he will get that business. But I am not the type to be like, oh, you threw this interception, it's over. It's over. We suck. It's over. We're done. I can't do it. I can't be like that. Because if I see more good than I see bad, then I'm gonna rock with you. If I see more bad than I do good, then I might have my distance. You know what I'm saying? So, and I see more good in Dak Prescott's game than I see bad. And the clock's ticking. And I think that's one of the worst things that's against him right now is that he is older. The clock is ticking. Like that stopwatch just started, and it's not that point in time. We do this in life. There's a point in life where we feel like we're invincible. We know that we can die. We know we can die. But there's a sense of, I ain't dying, man. I'll see you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But then things happen to make you realize, like, man, tomorrow's not promised. He's in that boat now. He's in that boat to where it's like, man, I could play football forever. Now he's in that boat of, damn, my legacy. What am I going to leave on the game of football? Things like that. And time is not on Dak's side. So if you're going to do it, Dak, this is your last 4 years to get it done. After that, you're going to be the super bus. If you get a Super Bowl, let's say he works out this 4 years and then he goes to another team and they win a Super Bowl, kudos, but that team probably carried you. But the thing is, it's not being carried if your quarterback doesn't have to do everything. The only time that it's carrying is when you expect one or the other, the team or your quarterback, to do everything. Oh, man, the quarterback carried us to victory. The quarterback did everything. The defense, man, they carried us tonight. The defense did everything. I'm all about complimentary football. I'm all about complimentary business, complimentary friendships, complimentary relationships. How I look, having my wife do everything around the house, and I just sit there and applaud. No, it's a team. It's a team. We work together. It's a team. The team works together. It doesn't have to be just one person to bring you a championship. It doesn't have to be just one person to get you to an NFC championship. No matter what the league cowboy tells you, it was more than Jaden Daniels that got him there. You know what I'm saying? The Basement Boy says he's looking forward to the wide receiver 3 by committee. Wide receiver 3 by committee. It's not going to be too much of a committee. I believe that Jalen Tolbert has that signed, sealed, delivered. That's his spot. That wide receiver 3 spot is his spot. The only time you're going to see it switch up is when Jalen Tolbert needs a break. Then you'll see a Kevontae Turpin or maybe a Jalen Brooks come in to the wide receiver 3 spot. But as far as, the overall position itself, that's Jalen Tolbert's. Now, I can understand if you're talking about a wide receiver 4 by committee. Yeah. But now that George Pickens has been inserted into this offense, you definitely know who your 1, you definitely know who your 2 is. And last year, Jalen Tolbert bounced from your 2, like from your 3 to your 2 when Brandon Cooks went down, went to the 2. And they did not renew Brandon Cooks. They didn't keep him on the team. So they felt all kinds of positivity for Jalen Tolbert, have all types of aspirations for Jalen Tolbert. So you can't tell me that Jalen Tolbert is not the wide receiver 3 of this team. He is. Wide receiver 4, that's where you're going to get your Brooks and your Turpins and your Mingos. Mingo might be the only one. Let me retract real quick. Let me retract as I think of the wide receiver room. Mingo might be the only one to test Jalen Tolbert at that wide receiver 3 spot. If Mingo can show that he is what Brian Schottenheimer thinks of when he thinks of Marty Ball, they're going to let Jalen Tolbert walk after this year. Jonathan Mingo is going to be the one that steps in. You're going to see that's when you'll see more of a wide receiver 3 carousel. That's when you'll see more of, oh, well, shoot, Jonathan Mingo getting more touches than Jalen Tolbert. Uh-oh. Yeah, man. So Jonathan Mingo has that ability. And I seen a lot of people give him credit. Who was that, Quinyon Mitchell or something for the Philadelphia Eagles whenever he had him over there doing shoot. Had him over there playing Twister. Like, oh shit, where'd he go? That was one play. You know, the sun shines on a dog's ass every now and then. You know what I'm saying? But people hyping that up. So I will say Jonathan Mingo might have that luxury to fight for that position. And that sucks because these training camps should be solely for who's the best. The best product will be placed out on that field, not who makes the most, not who's, seniority, who's been with the team the most. Nah, we ain't doing that. We doing it like, you better than this player? Then all right, you're rocking. Put on your cleats. That's how it needs to be, but for years, it hasn't been that way. Boy, what's going on? What's going on here? What's going on now? Debating in the comment section. Has it gone stagnant? True Cowboy, let me clarify my point. It takes a team to win, but the quarterback play alone can lose and win a game. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. The quarterback play alone can win or lose a game. The left tackle play alone could win or lose a game. The center play alone can win or lose the game. If you have no run game, your wide receiver play can win or lose you the game. Come on, bro. Now, don't tell me, like, if you got one of those spin things in the subway as your left tackle, that it ain't gonna affect the game. Yes, it's gonna affect the game, just as if your quarterback was playing bum. Because not having a left tackle, your quarterback is going to play as a bum. This is why I love football. This is why I love the game of football. It is such a team-oriented sport. It's such a team-oriented sport. You need your brother next to you to put in the same, if not more. And all I'm saying by putting in more is if you giving 100, your man beside you can give 110, then give 110. It's not just one person. No matter who tries to paint it that way, Stephen A. Smith, Shady McCoy, Joy Taylor, whoever tries to paint it as it's the quarterback's league, they're absolutely wrong. They're absolutely wrong. And I hate to say it, some might just be doing it for a check because, damn, you played. You know how important you were to the offense. You know what I'm saying? Like in a Shady McCoy instance, like how important you were to an offense. If there was no you, then your quarterback couldn't get off the way he gets off. No diddy. This is the ultimate complimentary sport out there. If your center is having an off day and he keeps overshooting his quarterback, and I remember that play when was it Travis Frederick that overshot Tony Romo, or was that before Frederick? But one of the centers overshot Tony Romo, and Tony Romo did this. Oh my goodness, Houdini. But anyway, if your center's having an off day, you can have an off game. That's just another thing that your quarterback will have to overcome. And it seems that like a lot of people are content with having their quarterback have to overcome a lot. I don't know if that puts notches in people's belts, in a fan's belt. Like, shit, my quarterback ain't had shit in the game, and he still was able to. Come on, man! I tell you, y'all my people though. I love y'all. Oh boy, yeah. Oh yeah. Basement boy. Coaching matters. Coaching absolutely matters. And that's why I feel that the Brian Schottenheimer hire was a sneaky good hire. It was a sneaky good hire for the simple fact of continuity. And that is one thing that really makes complimentary football go, is continuity, is knowing your brother next to you, knowing your coaches, knowing their tendencies. Like, that's what helps. So Brian Schottenheimer, yeah, we got to bring in an offensive coordinator, but hey, you sticking to my offense, really? You sticking to the offense that we were doing for the past 3 years. Continuity. Man, that's why I feel there's a leg up with the Dallas Cowboys. Even though we kind of overhauled the coaching situation in Dallas, there's still continuity. There's still cohesion, a familiarity in the locker room, but with a whole bunch of different pieces, different leadership, different placement in the locker room. Like, there's so much stuff that's going on with the Dallas Cowboys that did you really hear about before? You heard about smashing watermelons or whatever. I don't know why you're gonna smash a watermelon, but they were doing stuff like that. Mike McCarthy in there with the chain on, and how can you mess up a pimp walk? I don't know. I'm just wondering, how can you what the fuck was that? But but coaching matters. Coaching matters. And if you have young, energetic guys in there, come on, just one more. Come on. If any of you guys been to the gym, one more rep. You gonna give them that one more rep. You need coaches out there that can do that for your team. And I believe Brian Schottenheimer, Clayton Adams, Connor Riley, Sorensen, everybody. I ain't gonna name the whole fucking people, but everybody that they have acquired for this coaching staff. That's why I called them the Avengers. I think they're gonna bring that to them. I mean, don't get it twisted. You might not see a Dan Campbell style of philosophy when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. We going on fourth down all the time. You might not see that type of aggression, but silent but deadly type of teams are the ones that you got to worry about. The silent ones is the ones you have to worry about. Even out in the community, the silent ones, those are the ones you need to keep your eye on because you don't know what they can do. We don't have to go out into the media and like, yeah, we them boys, and all this stuff. And yeah, we going to go out there, we going to rock everybody. We ain't got to talk about that. How they say it? Don't talk about it. Be about it. Yeah. It's game time, Brian. Yeah. Let's see. I only say watch out for Mingo because they invested draft capital in him. Tolbert's in his last year of the deal. Mingo is also the best blocker for the wide receiver position to help in the run game. That's what I'm saying. I mean, real talk, like, there's some guys, with the regime change, there is guys like that was Mike McCarthy's guy. That ain't our guy. Even though you get to like them, you get to love them and everything, but at the end of the day, they realize this is a business. And if I'm really trying to win, and this guy, Jonathan Mingo, gives me a better chance at the type of philosophy and scheme that I'm bringing to this team than a Jalen Tolbert, Jalen's going to walk. Mingo's going to stay. Because that key thing that you said, Mingo is also the best blocker from a wide receiver position. Sticking with that Texas Coast offense or the West Coast style of offense, y'all know that the Dallas Cowboys, they plan to use the run, but use short and intermediate passes to extend the run, to be an extension of the run. So in those bubble screens to CeeDee Lamb and things like that, you got a Jonathan Mingo out there standing with him, the RPOs to be able to give a vicious block. And who's another one? I think who's the other one that was good? Was it Jalen Brooks that was all right? Or am I mistaken? No, it was Ryan Flournoy. Ryan Flournoy, he was okay at run blocking as well when he was in the game. I think it was Brooks that I was having an issue with when it came to run blocking. But yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Game Time. You got to watch out for Mingo. My dumb ass, I forgot about Mingo for a second. I said, oh yeah, dang, Jonathan Mingo. Got it from the Panthers. We do need to see what this man has. And you're right, spending that draft capital, just like spending on George Pickens. Like, Jerry is a man about his money. So if he's going to spend some money and some capital on you, you're going to see some gameplay. But he also likes to have his draft picks work out and become all pros and stuff like that. But maybe in the wide receiver 3 position, Jalen Tolbert will find his wings, be able to spread them and get his bag. But it definitely didn't work in the 2. And that's one thing that I hate. Like, some Cowboys fans be like, you don't represent the whole team. You want to get rid of Jalen Tolbert. I don't want to get rid of Jalen Tolbert. There's a place on this team for Jalen Tolbert. It's just not the wide receiver 2 position. It could definitely be the wide receiver 3 position. Like what was it? It was it CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and that 4th one was a Cedric Wilson? Or am I thinking just Coop, said, and Gallup? But that was a pretty decent 3. That was a pretty decent 3. You know what I'm saying? But Jalen Tolbert in that 3 spot with George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, man. I mean, Jalen Tolbert had the most touchdown receptions for the Dallas Cowboys, I believe. Yeah, I believe that was his claim to fame this year. But if people are keying on your wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, it's on you to eat. Can he do that consistently is the question. Or can a Jonathan Mingo? We'll see. Hey, the real Darrell in the building. What's going on with you? Done slipped up in here. All right, have you been here for a minute? I've just been trying to scan these. Said I've never seen Aaron Rodgers overcome a bad defense, no running game in the playoffs. I saw Jimmy G throw 8 passes in the NFC Championship game and beat Aaron Rodgers. And they went on record. The San Francisco 49ers went on record saying that they wanted to keep that ball out of the hands of Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, they wanted to keep the ball out of his hands. So he only threw it 8 times. And they made it to a damn Super Bowl. Man, don't tell me that your quarterback got to go out there and throw 568 yards per game in order to make it to a Super Bowl. That's not what it is. That's just not what it is. But you're absolutely right, the real Darrell. Absolutely right. Man, but real quick, y'all, I done had y'all on here for almost an hour and 40 minutes. Dang. Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, I do have to cut it short and get ready for a celebration of life. Boy, I tell you, man, June and July suck this year. God, I mean, I hope it's great for you, but for me, man, it ain't been too hot. But hopefully during this season, the season can make it better. And with your help, I'll be able to get through all this. You know, we'll be able to get through this together. And hopefully we'll be celebrating a Super Bowl championship at some point together. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't that be the shit, y'all? Just wouldn't that be the shit? To just be able to be in here as a group, as a family, as a fan base, just rooting on our Cowboys because they just won a Super Bowl. Nobody not being able to tell us nothing. No Philadelphia Eagles or Washington Commanders or New York Giants fan coming in here and be able to tell us that how to run things because we just did it. We just did it. But the question is, would you, for the next 10 years, you got to suck? Would you get a Super Bowl in 2025? Or if you waited until 2028, you could have one 2028 and 2015. Or do you want it right now? Some people would want it right now. You know what I'm saying? And I think, honestly, in my case, I'd want it right now. Let's get the Super Bowl. Let's get it right now, and we'll suck for the next 10 years. But once again, everybody, man, I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in, for rocking with me during these trying times. Y'all just giving me patience, understanding, prayers. I truly, truly thank each and every one of you guys for it. Oh, man. And hey, Cowboy by Nature. Hey, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? Yeah, but I'll definitely get through this. I just show y'all this real quick. I always got the memories. Rick, love you, bro. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. If y'all know some Cowboys fans out there that ain't in tune with what we do here at the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel, I highly suggest that you let them know about it. Let them know how we get down over here, how we root on our Dallas Cowboys, how we have classy Cowboys conversation over here. Because, hey, we at 10K, but we damn sure can get to 20. You know what I'm saying? We damn sure can get to 20. And if you hadn't hit the like button, please, by all means, hit that like button. Truly helps us out in the algorithm so more Cowboys fans can come and see what we do here. But let's go ahead and end it with the real Darrell says, Angry, when the Cowboys win a Super Bowl, we are not inviting the negative Cowboys fans to the party. Saw the same mentality amongst Celtics fans until a team won it in 2024. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Y'all ain't invited. Nah. At that point, honestly, I believe all rifts, all divides, the division in Cowboys Nation will all come together if they're able to make a Super Bowl. I promise you. I promise you. We will be in Dallas. We'll be in Arlington in harmony. Real talk. Every single one of us. And one thing that, if we make it to a Super Bowl, one thing I do not expect in Dallas: shootings, fires, and all that stuff. We ever make it to a Super Bowl and we win that thing, boy, conduct ourselves with some classy Cowboys content. This has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. Otis, I see you in the building. Monster, I see you in the building. I'm about to get off here, y'all. It's a wrap. I'm out. Everybody knows about the end credit scenes. Everybody knows that I come back on and I say a couple more things. But yeah, love you, Rick. Hey, let me show you something real quick. End credit scene. Yeah. My brother had it. My brother had it on the wall. It's my 45 jersey. It's my jersey for the Southern Vermont Storm, the championship year. Like, my brother had it. He had it hanging up on his wall, and I had to bring it back. But just want to let y'all know again, I love you guys again. Love you, Rick. And when I do this, y'all, when I do this at the end of my lives, you know, at the end of any video, I used to do Angry Cowboys fan and I'm out. I do this now because that's an R in sign language. All right. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. Love you guys. I'm out of here.